everybody, Matt here, and today I'll be reviewing the Mercenary Sea issue 1. So let's get into it. So the comic opens with a crew of a submarine U-boat in 1938, and they've come aboard onto an island and in the South Pacific, and they're walking through the island, and we're sort of introduced to the crew. We're sort of introduced to the doctor of the crew called Doc. Of course he's called Doc. The woman of the group, Samantha, a guy called Jarreau, which I think he's French, and the captain, who's named Jack Harper. I mean, there's obviously some unwritten rule where if you're a captain of a boat or a submarine or something, you have to be called Jack. Anyway, they come across a bunch of tribesmen, and we find out that their tribesmen are actually their friends, and the crew have brought them movies and stuff to watch. They obviously hang out with the crew and stuff, and the captain starts talking with the chief of the tribe about a lost civilization called Koji Ra, or not really a civilization. It's like an island that had a civilization on it that was apparently more advanced than anything in the world, and the island had dinosaurs and the usual Lost Island stuff. And he goes on to say the chief goes on to say he doesn't really believe in that sort of shit and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, the crew heads back to the U-boat, and we see Jack, and he's secretly working on trying to find out where this island is and stuff. Anyway, they head to a port called South Haven, and they go to the local dive bar called the Cardinal Point, and Jack's sees I think she's the head runner of the place, and they start talking and stuff, and then he's suddenly punched by these guys, obviously these guys that have some sort of grudge against Jack and stuff. Anyway, he beats the absolute shit out of them, and they bugger off. He then runs into for what's necessarily white Nick Fury. It's a white guy with graying sideburns and an eye patch. Looks exactly like old universe Nick Fury, and he sort of has a proposition for him. He wants to come aboard their ship, and he's willing to pay very handsomely, and he knows all this stuff about the crew and stuff, so I think he's like a spy or something. Anyway, they go back to their little boat to go off to the U-boat, and they go to a place called Tapo Nagu, I think, and it's there they're actually ambushed by a bunch of Japanese soldiers, because this is during the war, and they're introduced. They're sort of a trap has been sprung around them, and a guy called Shi Tang sends his regards. So Captain Harper has some sort of dealings with the Japanese. I'm not too sure. We'll probably find out next issue. This was sort of like a spur of the moment comic for me to pick up, because I was reading, or when I was reviewing Black Science issue 3, I think, there was an ad in the back of it for Mercenary Sea and a bunch of other comics I'll be reviewing as well, and it just looked interesting because it's like a old school serial adventures type deal. It has all the daring adventures of old 1930s movies and stuff, and the artwork is really cool. It really reminds me of Darwin Cook art. It's like a mixture of Darwin Cook, and it also reminds me of the TV show Archer, which I love as well. And it's a great comic. I'm really interested. It's a nice high adventure comic. I can't wait to find out what happens next. I'm going to give this comic a 9 out of 10.